Hey everybody, this is GGB back at it again for this fourth quarter action. Now, it's only a 15-point ball game, so it's not impossible for the SEC to come back. But how exciting has it been to watch this Big 12 team so far? It's been really interesting. Mahomes goes shotgun here, three-man rush. He fires it to an open Joe Mixon who drops the pass. It could have been an easy first down and brings up a difficult 2nd and 10. I mean, the defense for the SEC has been both of these defenses have been wonderful in the second half. I think grand total of 3 points has been scored offensively. That was the SEC with an offensive drive, but Mahomes goes shotgun again here. They bring a little bit of blitz. He fires it to an open Mark Andrews who's going to pick up the first down, although not for lack of trying not to pick it up. What the heck was that angle he was trying to take? But Mark Andrews has had I don't know how he's had a quiet 10 receptions, 123 yards for 2 touchdowns. But in my opinion, he has not been the most impressive player, and that honor goes to 100% to, well, I guess Mahomes has been the most impressive player, but that goes to Sterling Shepard. Shotgun here for Mahomes, but he has Mixon lined up directly behind him. They bring a blitz. He has time. He fires it to an open Sterling Shepard who breaks a tackle, gets 8 yards. He is the most impressive player, if I didn't say it before. Sterling Shepard has been wonderful this game, despite a lackluster performance by 2 of their better offensive players in Joe Mixon and Tyler Lockett. Mark Andrews and Sterling Shepard have both stepped it up on the offensive side of things. But Mahomes goes shotgun here. I don't think this is going to be a run. They look to stack the box. I don't know if this could be a blitz. It is a huge blitz. Runs up the middle. He's going to pick up the first down with a hard-fought run. And while Mixon hasn't been very productive here, that was a very nice run to pick up the first down. Nice tackle by Tyrann Mathieu, but that was a nice run. You got to chew this clock out if you're the Big 12. This crowd is stunned because their SEC Giants are losing. But by 15 points, if you could walk out of this Giants atmosphere with a win and moving on to the conference championship, that'd be very good. It's a standard formation here. They go handoff to Danny Amendola, who finds a nice little hole, picks up about 6 yards, and this is kind of what Danny Amendola adds. He hasn't been too impressive, but he provides a play here and there. And for being just the slot receiver, only used in slot plays, he's the number 3 receiver is Marquise Hollywood Brown, who hasn't even had a catch today. Danny Amendola's been rather impressive. He's done what he's supposed to. Empty set here for Mahomes. Looks like it might be a 4-man rush, although I could see a blitz happening. They bring a blitz. He fired it to an open Joe Mixon on the slant, and Joe Mixon hasn't been great through the ground, but I mean, he's been productive through the air whenever he's given the chance to catch the ball. 7 receptions, 49 yards. And I don't know, a lot of these players have really impressed me here today. Sterling Shepard, Joe Mixon, despite not being able to get going on the ground, he's been very productive through the air. Mark Andrews, obviously, looks like a 4-man rush. They bring a 3-man rush. Blitz turns out to be wrong. He is forever, but he's finally going to scramble. He's going to pick up 12 yards, but Mahomes refused to slide there, which I don't know if I agree with that decision. Mahomes needs to figure out when to call it quits on that play and just slide. He had forever in that pocket. That comes with how great this offensive line is. I mean, they shoved the guy to the ground. And the reason why they got pressure on him was, for some reason, the offensive tackle, I think Lane Johnson he got flipped. And that's why they could just run after the player at any time, but they decided not to for some reason. Mahomes goes shotgun here. They bring 4-man rush. He fires it over the middle to first catch for Marquise Hollywood Brown. Makes his first play of the game today, and a big one at that. And, I mean, this is an important drive. You score here, especially a touchdown. It's a 22-point ball game in the fourth quarter. That's difficult to come back from. 3-possession games in the fourth quarter are incredibly difficult to come back from, especially when this offense chewed at least 4 minutes off this clock. Mahomes goes empty set here, which means there's not going to be a run. Looks like a blitz. They do bring a blitz off the edge. He fires it to an open Mark Andrews for his 3rd touchdown of the game. Mark Andrews has been incredibly productive in the red zone, and it's just been really kind of domination for this Big 12 team so far. Dak Prescott has been rattled to his core. I don't know if rattled is the right word because they haven't really gotten that much pressure on him, but I don't know if he trusts what he's seeing right now because just how great this defense has been at picking him off. 3 interceptions this game so far. Obviously Mark Andrews coming off the field, getting lots of congratulations. 52 points against this SEC defense is nothing to shrug at. And they could score more still. This is one of the highest scoring games we've had so far. And it's been in large part, obviously, to Mahomes. And you know what's awesome is Mahomes hasn't even looked like a Superman here today. And that's how incredible this Big 12 offense can be. Mahomes doesn't even have to be a superhero. He has checked it down a lot today. And they're going to have to kick this ball away to the SEC Giants, who do have 11 minutes left. That's time enough to get a 22-point comeback, but, I mean, you're going to have to score quickly, and you got to make sure your defense forces some punts and not a lot of time goes off the clock. Come back by 22 points in a fourth quarter is going to be difficult. I'm not going to lie to you, but it is possible. So you just have to make big-time plays if you're Dak Prescott in this team. But I think the Big 12 could be moving on to the next round. And if you're the Big 10, I mean, you're both celebrating and you're kind of a little bit worried because look how great the Big 12 offense hasn't even looked like it's been trying at times tonight. It's been that simple. Sure, Mahomes has made some really nice plays, scrambling on the run, but he hasn't really had to that much. It's been a lot of, I'll just throw this slant to Sterling Shepard. He takes it for an 80-yard touchdown. Okay. It's been a lot of that today. It's been a lot of just trusting your players to make plays. And, I mean, so far today it's been working for him. Mark Andrews, Sterling Shepard have both made big-time plays today. Tyler Lockett's been a little bit locked down, but that's to be expected. Dak Prescott goes standard here. They bring 4-man rush. He has plenty of time. He fires it to an open Amari Cooper, who takes it up to the 40-yard line and 15 yards on the play. And, I mean, I don't know. You obviously don't want that to happen if you're the Big 12 team. But you don't want them to take it to the house. You want to make sure they take a long time on this drive. Doesn't seem like they're hurrying. Andrew Beck has been an underrated part of this offense. I know I talk a lot about underrated parts of this Big 12 team, and I really do believe some of the players I mentioned are underrated. Nick Kwiatkowski is a player I believe is very underrated. Jason Verrett's contributions to this team has been very underrated. Same for Deshaun Elliott. But I really do believe that Andrew Beck's an underrated player. They bring a 3-man rush, so they decided we're not getting pressure with 4 men. Why not bring 3 men and get no pressure on them? But actually, they forced only a little bit of yards. Nice play there by the defense. A little dump-off pass, I believe, Hunter Henry. Yeah, Hunter Henry's been pretty productive here today. A nice tackle by Jason Verrett. I was just talking about how I believe Jason Verrett's an underrated part of this defense. He really does contribute a lot. Shotgun and empty set here for Dak Prescott. Brings it look like they brought Alvin Kamara onto the field. Fires it to an open Hunter Henry. But did he catch that? He did catch it. I thought he dropped it there for a second. But Hunter Henry's been productive, but I don't know if it's going to be enough to get this team past this Big 12 team, which has, by all accounts, come in and they've really kind of shocked these SEC team. And we could be seeing every year. Only so far, one team from the wild card round has made it to the next round every year. I think that could be the Big 12 this year. They bring Kamara onto the field. They bring a 4-man rush. There's plenty of time. He fires it over the middle to Hunter Henry, which that's an incomplete pass, thanks to some very good defense by probably Deshaun Elliott. Deshaun Elliott, again, underrated part of this defense. Deshaun Elliott, not a starting safety. I think that's Quandre Diggs and Earl Thomas, but he's come onto the field a decent amount this game, and he's made some big-time plays when he's had. So it looks like it might be a 3-man rush, although I could see a blitz coming off the edge. They don't bring it. They just bring a 3-man rush. He quickly fired it to Hunter Henry, but he's going to be tackled short of that first down marker. But I believe 21, that's Jason Verrett again, if I remember correctly, the numbers and such. I probably am not, if I'm going to be honest. Hunter Henry's, again, 10 receptions, 83 yards. No, that was not Nick Kwiatkowski. I'm 100% positive of that. So, do they go run here? I don't think so. They brought Alvin Kamara into the field. It's likely going to be a pass again. Looks like it's going to be a little bit of a blitz here. They do bring a little bit of a blitz. He fired it out quickly to Hunter Henry, who's going to pick up a lot of yardage before just walking out of bounds. 25 yards in that play. And you've got to figure out how to stop Hunter Henry if you're the Big 12 here. Ever since it's ever since Julio Jones has gone down, he's been their playmaker offensively. I mean, there's been a little bit of Amari Cooper, but Mike Evans has been obviously covered by Xavien Howard. I think I've said his name once today. Mike Evans has been absolutely locked down by Xavien Howard. I'm actually kind of interested to watch Xavien Howard versus Michael Thomas in the next round, see if they can lock them down. If he makes it to the next round, and again, 8 minutes and 50 seconds left. So they take the snap, he fires it over the middle to, I believe that one's to Odell Beckham Jr. OBJ's been a pretty productive number 4 option here today, 5 receptions, 42 yards, but he's kind of had to be because Mike Evans has been about as unproductive as humanly possible. Again, they keep showing Kari Blasingame in the huddle, and he's never actually on the field for the next play. I don't understand that at all. And it just doesn't make any sense to me. Your huddle animations are bad, Madden. Goes under center. This might be a run to Nick Chubb, although I doubt it considering the time left in this game. So they actually do go run up the middle with Nick Chubb, who picks up a first down, a little bit more, 2 or 3 more yards. And brings up a 1st and goal. So, I mean, the SEC's come back, and it has had a very nice drive. Another tackle for David Irving. But, I mean, it hasn't been quick. They've taken over 3 minutes on this drive at this point. And you needed to go a little bit faster if you're coming back from 22 points. So he has forever to scan this field, although he's eventually pressured. He just decides to throw the ball away. Very good defense, I guess, apparently, because there was no pressure anywhere near Dak Prescott on that play. So, yeah, 2nd and goal coming up. 7 minutes and 46 seconds left. I was able to throw it away, so avoided the sack. But, man, 4-man rush just isn't getting there. I think they might go blitz here. They do bring a blitz. He runs it with Alvin Kamara, who makes a nice little juke move, but only ends up picking about 4 yards on the play. Alvin Kamara has been unimpactful through the ground game, but he's been very helpful through the air for this SEC team. It might not be enough to lift them over the edge, though. The Big 12 leading by 22 points with 7.5 minutes left. And I think they might be bringing a blitz off the edge with a corner. I don't know about it, though. They have Alvin Kamara on the field. They do bring a blitz off the edge with the corner. He fired it. Touchdown to Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper's 2nd touchdown of the game. And, I don't know. Do you go for 2 here? If you go for 2, makes it a 14-point ball game. Yeah, I go for 2. If not, it's a 16-point ball game, which is bad. You don't want that. But I think you go for 2 here. I think you got to hope that you get it, make it a 14-point ball game. And it's good. I mean, it's interesting with the decision here. It looks like it's at the 2-yard line. Oh, actually, they're going to go for it here. What I was saying, it looks like Big 12's going to be bringing a blitz. They do actually only go 4-man rush. He fires it to an open Odell Beckham Jr., picks up that 2-point conversion. It's a 14-point ball game with 7 minutes and 12 seconds remaining. And ladies and gentlemen, we have a ball game. Mike Evans makes another catch, one of his only catches of the night. But it's important. 2-point conversion for him. And 2. That was a cool little animation, a little like and 1 in basketball. And 2 in football, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, 14-point game. This offense cannot wait to get back on this field. Let's see if Tyler Lockett gets a nice return here. 7 minutes, 12 seconds remaining. So plenty of time. It's a 14-point ball game with 7 minutes and 12 seconds remaining. But Big 12 offense does get this ball back. Tyler Lockett gets a chance to return here. He's going to bring it up to about the 26-yard line. Yeah, this offense, the 3rd quarter was bad. It was not a good offense. The defense really carried them in the 3rd quarter. But, again, Mahomes has had an insane day. 409 yards, 6 touchdowns, and only 1 pick. Compare that with Dak Prescott's day, and it's looking rather great. Dak Prescott has been absolutely harassed by that defense. I don't know. The defensive line hasn't gotten there, and I'm a little bit worried if you go on to the next round for the Big 12, if you're going against the Big 10 offensive line. So it looks like it might be a 3-man rush here. Mahomes goes shotgun. They bring 4th man, and he dumped it off to Joe Mixon, who's going to get tackled for only about a 2-yard gain. But it does keep the clock moving, so keep that in mind. Even if you don't get a lot of yards, the clock is your friend if you are the Big 12 Cardinals. Obviously, you don't want to just punt the ball away here. But it's nice to keep the clock ticking. It forces the other team to have to move the ball quickly offensively, which they did not do last time. And if your defense can cause another drive like that, you'll be in fine shape. So Mahomes goes shotgun here with Mixon lined up directly behind him. Might be a run. They actually go play action here. He has plenty of time. He fires it to an open Danny Amendola. Danny Amendola, name I mentioned before. He doesn't do much for this team, but what he does extremely well. 3 receptions, 36 yards. That's not an unproductive day for the number 4 option for this team. Now, I said that about OBJ, but he's really had a pretty solid day offensively, considering he's, I mean, who do you go to first? You probably go to your top 3 receivers. You probably go to Mark Andrews. You probably go to Joe Mixon. So, yeah, it's a pretty productive day considering all that. But that's a big-time first down. They go run here with Joe Mixon, who's going to fight his way for about 4 yards. They kind of need Joe Mixon to be a little bit better here in the fourth quarter. I understand you haven't been able to get it going all game, but fourth quarter, you need to run this clock out. But been able to get about a minute and a half off it so far. That's pretty solid. You want to keep driving, though. Make sure you get in field goal range, go up by 17, and put this game away. Mahomes goes shotgun here. They go run with Joe Mixon, who has a lot of running room. It picks up the first down thanks to that nice little tackle. And, yeah, nice tackle by Marlon Humphrey. I mean, for the Big 12. Not good if you're an SEC fan. And, oof, you're just running at this clock if you're the Big 12. I was saying before, the clock is your friend if you're the Big 12. You want this to take as little time as possible. You want this drive to take as long as possible, but you want to run out this 5 minutes. They go run again with Joe Mixon. He's going to get quickly tackled about at the line of scrimmage. Nice tackle there by Von Miller. But, yeah, it's been interesting. I haven't thought this defensive line has been great, despite having all these great players on it, like Von Miller and Chris Jones and Jeremy Cox. But Mahomes goes run here with Joe Mixon. He's going to get tackled in the backfield by Zadarius Smith. And they could punt this ball away with about 3.5 remaining on the clock. But, again, that's not ideal if you're the Giants here. You need more time for the comeback. And your defense has just allowed them to chew as much time as possible. You probably throw it here. If you're the Big 12 Cards, just tell your quarterback not to get it in trouble. Don't throw it to the other team. Just be like, I obviously don't want you to throw it to the other team on any play, but especially this play. Do not try to put it in any danger whatsoever. If you think there's a possibility you can't make the throw, don't make the throw. Mahomes goes shotgun again. This might be another run to Joe Mixon. They actually go pass here. They bring a little bit of blitz. He has time. He fires it underneath to Marquise Brown, who's going to pick up the first down and a lot more and get tackled in bounds. While Marquise Brown hasn't showed up a lot in this game, that was a big-time play in the fourth quarter to pick up the first down. He's just sitting underneath, and Mahomes able to find him. It's just like no one's around him. He's able to catch this ball and run without anyone touching him for about 20 yards. That is insane and really bad defense if you're the SEC Giants. You could not let, even though Marquise Brown has not been a big player today, I mean, anyone can catch it and run for that much yards. Mahomes goes shotgun again. This might be another run. It actually isn't a run. He's going to scramble out. He's going to fire it to Danny Amendola, who's going to take a big hit, but he's going to get it down to the 5-yard line. The clock is still moving. Danny Amendola. Again, these are two players that haven't showed up a lot in this game, showing up big in the fourth, and Danny Amendola and I'm sorry, I forgot his name for a second, Marquise Hollywood Brown. Yeah, I've been impressed with the moxie of these guys, and I think it's just more like the SEC is like, we're not going to let Sterling Shepard and Mark Andrews beat us, and well, that's worked so far. It has not worked in the way that they wanted it to. Mahomes goes shotgun here. I think this is going to be a run since Andrew Beck is on the field. They do go run. He runs up the middle. He's going to get a touchdown on this play despite being unproductive on the ground. He gets a touchdown to put this game away for good and take a 21-point lead, barring the extra point with 2 minutes and 46 seconds remaining. And I think it's not insane to say that I think the Big 12 will likely be moving on to the next round. Now, we do have to wait for tomorrow and the next 4 days to see if the independents move on or if the ACC moves on. But if the ACC moves on like most people expect it to, then we're going to be seeing a Big 12, Big 10 matchup in the next round, which I find to be very exciting. It's a game that I would be looking forward to a lot. You get the Tom Brady versus Patrick Mahomes. That's going to be a really fun matchup. And you're going to see this Big 12 defense go head-to-head with that Big 10 offense. This Big 12 defense has been extremely good against the SEC. It has been extremely good against the FCS Division II, Division III. It played a little bit down to its opponents against the MAC. It let Big Ben Roethlisberger get back into that game, but it also, actually, I don't blame that too much on the defense. I blame it a lot on the offense for making bad mistakes in the fourth, giving good field possession to them. Actually, the defense is the one that really caused them to probably win that game, considering they were up by 3 with 7 minutes or something remaining, and they got a strip fumble that they returned for a touchdown to really take a 10-point lead and keep that ball game out of reach. Tre'Davious White takes a knee here with 2 minutes and 46 seconds remaining. It's all but over for the SEC Giants. They will be heading home. We'll get to see if Joe Judge gets to coach them again next year, or if Dak Prescott will be their quarterback next year. It could easily be Ryan Tannehill with the way his career is looking so far. It could easily be Joe Burrow or Tua Tagovailoa making a strong case. Maybe Matthew Stafford. I mean, Matthew Stafford's a quarterback that I think might be the best from the SEC, and if he has a great season with the Rams, he could be the quarterback next year. But Dak Prescott goes shotgun. Looks like it's only going to be a 3-man rush. They actually don't. He fires it to an open OBJ who picks up about 11 yards on the play. But this is ideal. You just don't want to give up a huge play if you're the Big 12. And you just want to make them walk down the field slowly. I mean, 11 yards on a play is nothing, considering there's only 2.5 minutes up and you're up by 21 points. Looks like it's going to be a 4-man rush here, actually, for the Big 12. They have Alvin Kamara on the field. They do go bring that 4-man rush. He fires it underneath to OBJ again, who gets tackled inbounds by Jason Verrett. That was a nice tackle to make sure the clock keeps moving. Get to that 2-minute warning. That's going to come up in now. And it's been a good game. Well, I mean, I don't know if it's been a good game. It's been good to watch this upset. I've enjoyed watching the Big 12 really kind of own the SEC. I mean, they really have had their way offensively and defensively in this game. Under center for Dak Prescott, he drops back to Paxton. Only a 3-man rush. He fires it underneath to Nick Chubb, who's going to get tackled short of the line to gain by Nick Kwiatkowski and Jason Verrett, two of the players that I love on this defense. First catch, by the way, for Nick Chubb. Maybe that's something that you want to focus on for next year. And it's just, the SEC has always been somewhat of a disappointment. I mean, you had last year, they were the number 1 overall seed. Normally, when you're the number 1 overall seed, you probably should win the Super Bowl. I mean, it's only happened once, I guess. Actually, it's never happened. The number 1 overall seed has never won the Super Bowl for the 2 years we've done it. The number 1 seed, the first time we did it was the Pac-12, and they lost in the conference championship. And last year, the SEC was the 1 seed, and they lost in the Super Bowl. But the SEC was a disappointment that year. They lost, I believe. A deep shot for Dak Prescott. That's just inaccurate. I know you're thinking for Hail Mary. There was actually a guy open deep to the left of your screen. You could have seen it if you watched the replay. But 4th and 2, and important. Actually, it's not that important. I mean, if you want to technically stay in this game, it's an important 4th. And they bring Kari Blasingame out of the field and Evan Engram, so it's likely going to be a run. They do go pitch to the outside with Derrick Henry, who's going to get stuffed. First play of the game, and it's not good. Mr. Deshaun Elliott, again, another underrated part of this defense. I always say underrated part of this defense. It's because they're not starters, like players like Jason Verrett and Deshaun Elliott, but they still make big-time plays when their names are called, which I find to be very impressive. Like, I don't say Xavien Howard is underrated because he really is a great player, and I believe most people think he's a great player, and you're giving props to the defense. Everyone knows that Xavien Howard is going to make big-time plays in this game. He did make a big-time play in this game with the pick six. And locking down Mike Evans all night, basically. They give the ball to the offense, to the Big 12. Just run this clock out if you're the Big 12. The crowd is absolutely silent here. They are shocked that their team just lost again in the Conference of Champions. I mean, the SEC has been somewhat of a team that you look at the roster, you think, oh, this is going to be a really good team this year, and then they pull a stinker of a performance like this, despite really all signs should have point to that they were going to win this game. Mahomes goes shotgunning and likely another run to Joe Mixon it is. He's going to run it for about 3 yards. But the Giants aren't calling their timeouts. They're waving their little white flag. And this is going to be likely the last play of the game is going to be the next play for this Big 12 team. And they're going to be walking out of here with a win. They'll be waiting and watching the game that's going to start tomorrow to see if they will be playing the Big 10 or they will be playing whoever wins that the FCS Division 2 division. Ooh, Mahomes gets sacked here by Von Miller, but that's something that you can take solace in for the SEC, but you just lost a game. You will be, you're not heading home. You're already at home, so I guess that takes a little bit of the sting out of it. You don't have to head home after a loss. You're already there. But, yeah, Mahomes has done everything that could have been asked of him tonight and more. He was the perfect quarterback. He was the better quarterback on this field. And Mahomes is walking out of here with a victory. The crowd is stunned that their team is going home. First upset of the tournament. And you'll be watching tomorrow if you're the Big 12 Cardinals to see if you will be moving on to face the Big 10 or whoever wins the FCS Division 2, Division 3 game or the Pac-12. It's one of these 3 teams that you'll be playing in the next round, depending on who wins. So Mahomes has walked out of here with a victory, and I guess we'll see you guys tomorrow. Hey, everybody, this is GGB. Actually, we're going to wait for them to exit the stadium before we say that, and it was a great play, a great game by the Cardinals. You can see they won in basically every area. They even had more rushing yards, which I find amazing considering I really thought Joe Mixon did nothing on the ground, and I thought Nick Chubb was doing something on the ground. But Dak Prescott's upset. Most of these fans are upset. But everybody, this is GGB. See you tomorrow. And I'm saying adios, amigos.